one, fire.
Good evening and welcome to Anime Analyst. I am your host, Thomas Rye.
And I'm your co-host Hasnan Zadi.
And how are you doing this evening? We are talking to you tonight about MF Ghost Season 2. We'll basically kind of talk about the whole thing and its original anime that this is, because this is a spin-off anime from the initial D anime couple of seasons that they did. And this is supposed to be Japan's premier circuit where they run the mountain roads, and they do have smaller races like these, not at these kilometer on each lap, because that's illegal and they couldn't shut down, 2, 3 cities to run these races. But the concept is there, and that would be cool. It's kind of like running over in Europe. They have the road circuits where they race through the towns, and but those are really not connected. Those are point A to point B racing. And I guess they're trying to make it a legal racing with of what it could be, I guess, in Japan. So anyway, this is MF Ghost. We are talking about season 2 tonight. It's 12 episodes. It came out originally in this was fall of 2024. Season 1 was last year, fall of 2023. And it's Felix Films is the studios. It's sourced originally from a manga, and the theme is racing, and it's a seinen, and PG-13. I don't know why this almost could be a G, right? I mean, I guess maybe there was a little cussing in it somewhere. I don't even remember. I'm a little bit under the weather tonight, but barring that, I don't remember a whole lot of cussing or crazy, or at least anything I've seen so far. No one dies, or, RMC, Kanata is one of the most upstanding kids, doesn't cuss, lie. He is definitely not a hoodlum in school. I mean, he's an upstanding kid. He don't even, walk outside a crosswalk. So he's a straight up guy, which doesn't, to me, don't fit the racing persona. Because when you think of race car drivers, you think of hellions. I drove race cars. It's, that whole weekend at the track is pretty much a party from the time it starts till the time it stops. So what was your first impression of this anime?
So, like, I think being growing up, every boy has an interest in the cars, and from that point of view, like, I had an interest in the season, like how they were racing, how they were driving, and I'm not sure about you because you like lived in the different side of the world and you have these things, but I think in Saudi Arabia and in Pakistan we don't have racetracks. But there was a thing from there, like in Saudi, you know how we used to race somebody? Like if we are going on a
Well,
road and if
Saudi
you want,
has a racetrack. They have a Formula One racetrack there. Believe me, I watch it every year. It's
no, like I was there in like from 2005 to 2014, and like that time we didn't have that this thing. Like I was just talking about a normal road, like if you're driving by somebody and if you want to race them, you turn off a indicator from left to right side and then you start pushing the hazards button like that, so a single light is always on and the other is blinking that way, so it was the signal. So like we okay, so I want to race you. and there like we have straight roads like for hundreds of kilometers, and the race is like you can go to
Well,
220 kilometers an hour.
I would see that happen, man. If I was over there, I would be all the time racing people because there are some long, straight, flat sections, and there's also some of those sections I saw that had some whoop-de-doos that you can't see them, and next thing you know, your car would be airborne. It would just launch you off the road because you wouldn't be able to see those. They're hard enough to see on a racetrack when you have 1,000 or 2,000 feet of road in front of you, and you know, but to race down a road where you really can't, everything's a mirage more than 1,000 feet out. You can't even tell if the road's turning or not till you're on top of a turn. Yeah, that could be a little scary. And the amount of traffic that I've seen on most of the roads out there is pretty hairy in itself, right? I mean, unless you get up in the mountains and they don't
Yeah,
believe in.
like the in the city, like they have too many traffics, but like it is a long land country. Like if you go to any other small village, like they have long roads, and that was the thing where like we used to do that thing. And
Well, now over in Japan, from the original anime, Initial D was they were street racing down the mountains, down and up both mountains, and you're doing that in normal traffic. At least with this anime, they've taken the pedestrians out of there. They've taken the regular cars out of there, and they made it for the race cars. Um, they Although I think for someone who's not a racer, this would probably be more exciting. For someone who is a racer, and I know quite a bit about cars, there's some huge glaring discrepancy. I'm talking like we were talking before the show, golf cart versus go-kart, or golf cart versus small economy car differences in capabilities of what some of these cars can do. I mean, let's get realistic. A brand new um, Porsche is not gonna play fair with the Honda Civic unless you know, like a Porsche has 6 forward gears. You take away 5 of them, they might race fair with the Honda. You only give it first gear. But no, I mean that Honda Civic that they had, there was, you know, he didn't win anything. Thank God, or I would have just turned it off completely. At least they had the speed demons, the exotic cars doing really good up front, and I this would be more believable for me if they would have had him in a Toyota Supra versus a N6, because the car that he's racing is a little four-cylinder. It's a 2.0 at that. It's a tiny four-cylinder. Think Ford Pinto motor. That's how small this engine is. Cranking out, now, Porsche motors are small. They're, 2.4 liter, but they're designed to pull 11, 12,000 RPMs, where this thing would, it's going to blow up at half that, no matter what you do to it. There are limitations. So I like the anime to watch it kind of as a guy and it's racing, and I can appreciate that, versus my technical side of my brain going, nope, not happening, nope, unrealistic, nope, can't happen. But other than that, it's a good. I forgot to put up our. Let me get the stat screen up. So let's go over the stats real quick.
okay.
It's pulling a score of 7.8, but you kind of can't trust them. That's why I forgot about these stats, because they're kind of, for season 2, they really don't give an accurate number, because there's only got 2,300 people that have even put in their score, so it's obviously a lot higher than where it would be if you had, 20, 30,000. Its rankings above 10,000. Its popularity just squeaks under the mark, under 5,000. And there's only 24,000 in the fan club for season two. But we're only,
I think the ranking is 1041.
yeah, 10,000, over 10,000.
No, it's 1040.
Oh, I forgot to take off the two.
Yeah.
Oh man, wait a minute. See, that's why you can't. Yes, it is. It's 1,040. That's. I was looking at that, going, no, wait a minute. I wouldn't have. Oh man, see what I mean? I will correct the error in there. I apologize. I'm not feeling 100%, so I missed that. So we will. Why don't we just skip that, and we'll come back on maybe later on in the season of MS Ghost, and we'll just do another show because I blew that one pretty bad. Um, but tomorrow we've got a new show that we are bringing to you. It's the Any Anime Talk, where we will get on here, and hopefully in the future we'll have guests on and stuff where we're going to talk about the state of things. So, it's just that. It's a state of things. We can vary on the different subjects. Anything, if you want to bring up any questions or anything like that, just hit us up in any comment to any video and, say, hey, I'm curious about this. You ask a question, we'll see to it that it gets answered. That's what this show's for, so we don't have to say specific. We try to do whole seasons when we do our show every day, but we also want to get it in there where you guys got a forum to where you can ask questions. So we will see you tomorrow night back here at 7 p.m. Look forward to it, and we'll see you tomorrow night.